We would like to start a press conference by Minister IWAYA. I hand over to you. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. At the outset, I have 2 points to report to you. Firstly, it's about Expo. Finally, day after tomorrow, on the 13th, a Sunday, Osaka Kansai Expo 2025 will start. Tomorrow, on the 12th, Saturday, with the presence of Their Majesties Emperor and Empress and Crown Prince and Princess, there will be an opening ceremony. I myself will participate in the ceremony. Osaka Kansai Expo is a golden opportunity to advance exchanges with the world and appeal Japan's attractiveness broadly to international community and to take in the vitalities of other countries into Japan. During the Expo period, a national day is assigned to each country, and in conjunction with that, many dignitaries are expected to come to Japan. On the 14th of April, the first national day will be held, that is at Turkmenistan. In order to participate in celebratory events, President Beldim Hamidov of Turkmenistan is scheduled to come to Japan. In this way, the dignitaries will be visiting Japan. Taking this opportunity, I will actively engage in conversation with my counterparts of various countries in order to strengthen and advance cooperation and coordination with these countries.
So next, I would like to talk about the support for Myanmar. As a support for the Myanmar earthquake, we have decided to send the second Japan Disaster Relief Medical Team from the 12th. With respect to the $60 million emergency grant aid that was announced recently, the aid will be provided through ICRC, IOM, UNICEF, and WFP in terms of health care, medical care, water, sanitation, and food. Furthermore, by way of grassroots grant aid cooperation to the affected schools, we have decided to provide a water tank and tent as emergency aid. To promote smooth humanitarian support, it is important to ensure that there is humanitarian access and all ceasefire must be implemented. The ceasefire that has been announced must be implemented and continued fully. Furthermore, good faith dialogue amongst all the related parties must be expeditiously recovered in terms of demographically as well as in terms of the political system. Regarding Thailand, through MLET and JICA, expert teams will be sent to provide advice in terms of safety measures after the earthquake. We will continue to provide support in terms of the disaster that has occurred in Myanmar. That is all for me.
If you have a question, please raise your hand. If you are designated, please come to the nearest microphone. Please identify yourself and your affiliation before you speak. Nikkei Baba-san. Nikkei Baba, thank you. As you said, regarding the expo, I want to ask you a question. And Turkmenistan president will be coming to Japan. What are the planned diplomatic opportunities in conjunction with national days? And also, please share with us your enthusiasm and expectations. As I said in the beginning, on the 14th of April, the first national day will be held. And from Turkmenistan, President Beldim Hamidov will be arriving. Also, tomorrow, on the 12th, in order to participate opening ceremony, already dignitaries are visiting Japan. And I myself, after this meeting, I will meeting with Foreign Minister Bettel of Luxembourg. And going forward, national days will be held almost every day. For instance, toward the end of next week, from Tonga, Crown Prince Tupuotoa Urucarara, from Grenada, Foreign Minister Ando, from Bolivia, Vice President Choquehuanca will be coming to Japan. And this will be followed by many more visits going forward. As I said in the beginning, Osaka Kansai Expo is a good opportunity to deepen exchanges with the world and also to appeal Japan's attractiveness to the international community broadly and to take in the vitalities of other countries into Japan. Therefore, going forward, I would like to actively engage with my counterparts visiting Japan going forward so that I can strengthen cooperation and coordination with those countries.
Yomiuri Shimbun, please. My name is Kamimura of Yomiuri Shimbun. I have a question regarding the U.S. tariffs. MOFA has established the Japan-U.S. Economic Countermeasures Headquarters, which is headed by the minister yesterday. What is the objective of this headquarters, as well as what has been discussed in the first meeting? Regarding the tariff measures of the United States, the ministerial meeting on countermeasures against U.S. tariff has been established. And Prime Minister Ishiba has given instructions to make a government-wide effort through cooperation of the relevant ministries and agencies. Against this backdrop, on the part of MOFA, in order to make full preparations against the tariff of the United States, yesterday we have established the Japan-U.S. Economic Countermeasures Headquarters, which is headed by myself, and the first meeting was held. In the first meeting, we have discussed various reporting on the measures of tariff by the United States, and we discussed the response of Japan. And Minister Akazawa is going to be visiting the U.S. Shortly, and we have discussed ways to provide support to his visit. Therefore, we'll make a government-wide effort to call for the review of the measures implemented by the United States. We will do our utmost diplomatically.
Next, please, Kyodo News. Sakaguchi, Kyodo News, thank you. I have a follow-up question regarding the U.S. tariff. President Trump said Japan-U.S. security treaty is unfair and expressed discontent. And in the trade negotiation going forward, he will demand increase of defense budget and HNS budget to cover stationing of U.S. forces in Japan to strike a deal in his favor. And Minister Akazawa will be in charge of trade matters, including tariff, in my understanding. However, if the negotiation includes security, I think the foreign minister has to be involved. How are you going to respond as the minister? Yes, I am aware of Mr. Trump's remarks that you mentioned, and based on that, I would say that Japan-U.S. alliance is a cornerstone of Japan's foreign and security policy, and that is not changed. And the United States has already confirmed during the summit meeting earlier, and also repeatedly taking other opportunities, the country confirmed its obligation to defend Japan under the U.S.-Japan Security Treaty. And the government of Japan has a complete trust on the U.S. side that it will use all capabilities, including nuclear, in order to perform its obligation under the U.S.-Japan Security Treaty. On the other hand, thanks to Japan's security legislation, Japan and the U.S. are now able to help each other in order to respond to various circumstances seamlessly. In this way, alliance that allows mutual help would strengthen the bond between the two countries. So in that sense, Japan-US alliance has become more solid than ever, in my view, and also the deterrence capability has improved significantly. So, as we face security environment, which is the most challenging after the war, the government of Japan considers that we have to take voluntary and constant measures to review how best we can strengthen deterrence and response capabilities in order to fundamentally strengthen our defense capabilities, in order to strengthen further deterrence and response capabilities of this alliance. We are going to keep in close touch between the two countries. Now, with regard to how we respond to US tariff measures, I would like to refrain from commenting in details how we are going to respond in specific manners. Firstly, we designated ministers in charge. We are going to continue negotiation, and on our end, Minister Akazawa was appointed as the chief negotiator. And Japan-US relationship includes security. And if security is to be included, of course, the government will respond as one, and the MOFA will continue to play a necessary role. When it comes to security matters, Ministry of Defense will also step in. So we would like to actively contribute from the diplomatic perspective. Thank you.
Asian News International, please. We are Indian newspaper, and this is Asian News International. I have a question regarding Trump tariff measures. Negotiations are about to begin. Obviously, Japanese national interest will be prioritized first and foremost. But there have been different responses from different countries. There are some that are objecting, and there are also countries that have remained silent. So taking all these factors into consideration, what is going to be the policy of Japan in going into the negotiations? On the part of Japan, inclusive of the announcement made by President Trump, we have to fully evaluate the substance of the tariff measures by the United States and fully analyze the impact on Japan. Based on this, vis-a-vis the United States, we will strongly call for the review of these measures. I understand that India is also having an opportunity to negotiate. This is, after all, a negotiation. Therefore, various proposals must be presented from both sides, and in certain cases, there might be a need for a certain compromise by one party or another. We are about to embark upon a kickoff of these negotiations. In terms of the response of the international community, it varies from country to country, as you have mentioned. But on the part of Japan, this is about the important relations between Japan and the United States. All the options are still available to us. Everything is on the table. It seems that Japan will be the first negotiating country in going into the negotiations with the United States. Therefore, through these negotiations, we hope that improvement of the situation can be achieved. Now, this is a measure that has been imposed on the whole world. Therefore, we would like to engage in exchange of views with the other countries as well, to engage in communication. Next, Chugoku Shimbun, Miyano is speaking. I would like to ask about the Peace Memorial Ceremony of Hiroshima, scheduled for the 6th of August. The invitation has been changed to notice so that all the countries can participate, inclusive of Russia, Israel, and Palestine. Last year, there was a boycott was made by the United States regarding the Nagasaki Peace Memorial ceremony. So what is the response to Hiroshima this year? Now, regarding the reporting that you have just outlined, we are fully aware. But needless to say, this ceremony is being organized by the city of Hiroshima. Therefore, the implementation method of the ceremony should be decided by the organizing city, Hiroshima. On the part of the government, we will refrain from making comment on this matter.
Miyano-san, once again. 中国新聞 Miyano, once again. I have a different topic. Toward the end of this month, NPT Review Conference Preparatory Committee meeting will be held, and you yourself will participate in the meeting to speak according to the media report. Is it the case? And also, how important is it, this meeting for you? Yes, I am aware of the press report that you mentioned. The third session of preparatory committee for NPT review conference, my participation thereof. My participation has not been decided yet as of now. But based on that, I would say that road to the world without nuclear weapons is becoming more and more difficult. And that is because it is indeed necessary to maintain and strengthen NPT regime, which is the foundation for global nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation. It has become even more important. Therefore, from the end of this month, the third session of preparatory committee, which will be held from the end of this month, is very important meeting which will lead to the next year's review conference. Therefore, Japan will make its utmost so that we will be able to achieve a very good result. And we would like to consider solidly, including my own participation as well. Mr. Leo Lewis from Financial Times, there have been increasing calls by some nations to expand the scope of the CPTPP to allow for greater cooperation between CPTPP and the European Union in the face of greater uncertainty in the global trade system triggered by the United States. Does Japan believe that the CPTPP should seek to expand its membership? And does Japan believe that the CPTPP could now form the core of a new global free trade alliance? The maintaining and expanding a rule-based free trading regime is a pillar of Japan's economic diplomacy. When the world is becoming more and more protectionist and inward-looking, it is becoming, as you say, more and more important that Japan exert leadership as a torchbearer of free trade. In that sense, CPTPP covers broad areas and it maintains a common rule which is a very high standard. So expanding this to the world is very significant. From that perspective, Japan will make an active contribution to discussion, including the review of accession and general review of the framework, and we want to contribute actively to discussion toward the development of this framework. Regarding the membership, we are to respond new membership based on accession-related principles agreed upon among the signatories. Japan will consult fully with the other members. In addition, we have to have strategic perspective as well. Further, we have to have support of Japanese people. With all those, I would like to respond to the new membership as you referred to, not only the European Union, but also many other countries in the world. We want to have an exchange of views with them going forward. This concludes the press conference. Thank you very much.